Hey, welcome everybody. Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. One thing's bothering me, it's that light right there. There you go. Okay, perfect. Let me slide this over a little bit. I have some extra space on it. All right, we're 2 outs into the game, 2 flyouts to right. It's under it is Frank Robinson. Lineup for the A's. This is, I believe, I'm not sure. Is it game 3? Blue Moon Odom versus Mike Cuellar. And I'm playing Deep Drive Baseball. Again, I want to give you a feel for it. 2 first place teams. Cuellar in the replay is 2.42 ERA, 15-5. It's Campaneris, Hendrick, and Jackson, Davis, Bando, and Epstein, Tennis, Green, and Odom. And all I did here is I annotated players that weren't threes. Your average player on defense is a 3. Somebody who's a little bit better than that, I will annotate, or worse, the Odom. In this case, everybody was a 3 except for Redmond, 4 in center, and Robinson, a 4 at third base. And this is abstracted defensive ratings. So just to speed up the game, and it's very kind of if you're an APA Basic user, it's very APA Basic friendly. Also, if you're a Strat Basic user, it's very Strat Basic friendly as well. It has a little bit of both elements of those games. It's a 50-50 game with a twist because you got that deep drive chart, which is really exciting. Here's Reginald Martinez Jackson. He steps to the plate. He's a lefty batter. Cuellar gets the sign from Elrod Hendricks, and here's the pitch. It's a 75. That'll be off the pitcher. So 50 to 99 is right off the pitcher. The 6 tells you the type of result, and it's a hard hit ball to the shortstop, who scoops it and fires to first. G6, and that ends the inning. So Cuellar retires the side in order. So this Baltimore team has a really tough pitching staff, and let's get a little background sound, which I've decided to go with just because several reasons for that. And hold on one second here. Let's see. There we go. Well, first we got to get through a couple of commercials, and then we'll be ready with a little background sound because I really like a little background sound when I do this. Otherwise, it sounds very, very quiet, and you hear the dogs walking and the dogs breathing and all that kind of stuff. So not too loud. There we go. All right, here we are. Don Buford, switch hitter against Blue Moon Odom. Let's go over the lineup for the Orioles. It's Buford, Redmond, and Robinson. Now, if you look at these cards, they're very, very nice cards. Very uncluttered cards, very easy to read. Buford, Redmond, Robinson. Powell, Brooks, Robinson, and Elrod Hendricks, and Davey Johnson, Mark Belanger, and the pitcher hitting card. Everybody has a hitting card, but I don't print them all out. Here's Buford. Here's the pitch from Blue Moon Odom. Blue Moon Odom is struggling this season, 22, and that's ball 4. So he continues to struggle. So Buford is on. I'm not going to steal. He only had 15 stolen bases. I already stole a base in yesterday's game. Here's Redmond. Let's try a hit and run. Why not? I got the hit and run chart right here. Just roll things as normal. And it's a 73. A 73 is going to be a defensive check. So, defensive check. Roll again on a defensive chart. Okay. So we do that. We go to defensive chart. And it's going to be a 5-9, and a 5-9 is going to be we're going to use that 9 for the third baseman. 59 on the third baseman will be, can't do it that way. So, what is so I guess, I'm not sure how the thinking or the reasoning behind this is. Because at 59, if you roll on defensive chart, now he's not bunting anymore. In this case, he was. And it's going to be a ground ball to the first baseman. So, roll on again on defensive chart. And it's a ground ball to the first baseman. So I guess it would be an out, and you would consider that an out. And then that would go to the out range on a hit and run. Runner would move up. Problem solved. Runner moves up because it's a ground ball that he feels cleanly. Okay, I was thinking a bunt for some reason. I'm sorry. My brain went wires disconnected because I was thinking I was bunting. No, but I was hit and running. That's why. I was like struggling with that for a second, saying, well, if it's a fly out to left field, why would he do that if he's bunting? But no, it was a hit and run. So, all right, here's Frank Robinson, runner at second base. Blue Moon Odom checks in with the sign. Checks in for the sign with Tennis, and he's ready to the belt and deals. And a 72 is a swing and a miss. Struck him out. Big K for Blue Moon Odom. Blows the heat past the Robinson. And here's Boog Powell. Lefty batter with good power, and he lines one. This is going to bring Buford home, and it's 1-0 Orioles, just like that. RBI single to left center field. Goes the opposite way. Flicks the bat, and sends a little looping liner into the gap. And runs scores, so it's an RBI for Powell. I put a little dot there, a single and a dot, and here's Brooks Robinson. Here's a pitch from Odom. Odom with a 34, but this is read off the batter card of 5. It's going to be a 4-6 force out, and that ends the inning. 1 run on 1 hit, and we go to the top of the second. 1-0 Orioles. Tommy Davis leads off against Mike Cuellar, who is tough. Tougher than tough. That's a 5. Hard hit ball right at the shortstop. Belanger, who fields it cleanly and throws out Davis. 1 down. Sal Bando's next. He's a right-handed hitter. Had 3 hits in yesterday's game. Here's the pitch. And that's a 24, which will be a defensive check. So we're rolling some dice. We're looking at the red and on 29. And that's going to be in the range section. Range section. It's a fly ball. Center field. On the run is Retman. Will he get there? Yes. He picks it. Flash in the leather, Merv Rettenmund in center field, and Mike Epstein, left-handed hitting power hitter, also known as the Super Jew. Yes, sir, Super Jew. I love that. That's his nickname. All right, here goes. 66, and that's off the pitcher, and that'll be struck him out. No runs, no hits. 3 up, 3 down. Bottom of the second, here we come. Hendricks, Davey Johnson, who hit a grand slam pitch hit home run in yesterday's game, and Belanger. Blue Moon Odom gets the sign from Tennis, steals 11, ball 4. Free pass to Hendricks. His speed is S. Let me just write that in, just to remember in case I need to look at it. Davey Johnson's next. The pitch to Johnson with a 92. That's a wild pitch. Going to second will be Hendricks. We're in scoring position again. Blue Moon. He's set to pitch. Tightens his jaws. He gets the sign. Tennis sets his target, and the pitch comes in. And it's a 45, and a 4 is a hard hit ball to Bando at third. Bando looks Hendricks back to second, fires to first, and in time to get Johnson. Went out. Runner on second. Mark Belanger against Blue Moon Odom. Belanger bats from the right side. Not much of a hitter, but in 71, lo and behold, he batted .266. Yes, sirree. And here's the pitch from Blue Moon Odom. Runner takes his lead off second to Belanger, a 24, and that's going to be an out. A 2 is bounced right back to the mound, and Blue Moon Odom is going to spin and look Hendricks back to second. And he throws over to first. 2 outs. Mike Cuellar now with an A pitcher hitting card. Blue Moon gets the sign from Tennis. Prepares to come home. Focuses in on the target. Tennis is ready. And Blue Moon brings it. And a 77 will be a 3, which is bounced to third. Bando scoops it over to first. And that retires the side. No runs, no hits. 1 left. The walk. And we move to the top of the third. Excuse me. All right, leading off is Tennis, Green, and Odom. Mike Cuellar lines and deals, and that's a 12, ball 4. So Tennis has an extremely good on base percentage, and he is probably also an S. No, he's an average runner, so I won't write that. If you're an average runner, I won't write that down. But if you're a very slow or a fast or very fast, I will write that down. Here's Dick Green, the pitch from Cuellar. Oh, 0-0 is deep drive. And with a 6, and he's a righty and a Memorial Stadium, that's going to be included. So park results are going to be included in home runs. And here is the drive. A drive, Dick Green leans into one and drives it deep to left center field. And that ball is, off the wall and takes a wicked, unusual carom. And coming around to score will be Tennis, and digging around second, trying for 3 is Green, and he is safe. RBI triple, tying the game for Dick Green. Just missed a home run, hit off the top of the wall. I rolled a 38, 37 would have been out of the park. So Blue Moon Odom now with the infield in. Mike Cuellar set to pitch, and he's ready. And he lets it fly, and 77 with a 5. That's going to be a hard hit ball at short. Runner at third will hold. So 1 away. Oh, double. That's a base hit. Excuse me. Doubles are base hits with the infield in. Base hit gets by the shortstop, drawn in infield, and a run scores. So a base hit single for Blue Moon Odom. I think they added that in version 3, I believe. Where doubles are base hits. And that doesn't happen all that often. I mean, okay, so Bert Campaneris leads off here with a runner on first, and he's going to square. Let's grab that chart again, and let's try to bunt. And that's a 49, which is an out. And an out on a bunt with a 4. Fielding it is the first baseman. An out. We're going to look at that 9. We'll take that 9. It's a third baseman fielding it, and the 4 will be, we can check the fielder and the base runner. Base runner is Odom. He should be slow. Let me double check. He's actually fast, so probably use him as a pinch. So he's fast. And the fielder is the third baseman, who's a 4. So here's a chart. A 4 against a fast, 0 to 4. I could attempt to get the fielder's choice. 0 to 4, I'm not going to do that. I hardly ever do that unless I have a big advantage. So it's going to be a good sacrifice. 5-4. Runner moves to second. Remember, it's 2 to 1 Oakland here in the top of the third, excuse me. And it's Hendrick with 1 out, runner on second base. And Cuellar gets the sign from Elrod Hendricks. And to the belt and deals, and a 36 will be a 2 hard hit ball to the first baseman. This will allow the runner to advance. G3, a 1 hopper, a wicked 1 hopper to first baseman Boog Powell, who handles it, steps on the bag, and there was no chance to get Odom, who's fast, going to third. So 2 out, runner on third, and here's Reginald Martinez Jackson, the pitch. And that's a 75, and a 7 is a fly ball right field. It's a skyscraper to right. Under it is Frank Robinson. Squeezes it, and that retires the side. So 2 runs come in on 2 big hits. Go to the bottom of the third. 2 to 1 A's. Don Buford leads off against Blue Moon Odom. Pitch from Odom, 61. And that's a little bouncer and through. Base hit, single for Buford, and Merv Rettenman's up next. Pitch to Rettenman with an 11, and that's a base hit, and that'll send Buford to third. So 2 pitches, 2 singles, first and third, nobody out. Frank Robinson steps in the box. Now you got runners taking their lead. Rettenman off first, Buford shuffles off third. Blue Moon gives Buford a look at third and looks over at Rettenman at first. Robinson. So Odom, foot on the slab, shakes off the sign. Now he sees one he likes, sets his grip with the ball out of sight, and he deals. And that's a 0-0. That's going to be a deep drive section with a 9, so ballpark will give us an out on this. So ballpark will give us an out. And let's see. So Frank Robinson gets into one and drives it deep. And that's going to be out of here. 3-run shot for Frank Robinson. Yikes. And that puts the O's back up by a score of 4-2. 1, 2, 3 RBIs for Frank Robinson, and takes his time around the bases. Gets congratulated at home plate by all his teammates. And here comes Boog Powell and Blue Moon Odom. He's going to get a visit from Gene Tennis. Odom struggled the whole season. Has a pretty high ERA for this game. We'll even 6. We'll even do that real quick, and I'll tell you what. Blue Moon Odom has struggled. It's got a 5.80 ERA, and it's just not gonna. It's just gonna skyrocket from there. So here's Boog Powell. Nobody out. Bottom of the third. 4-2 Orioles. Here's the pitch to Powell. That's a 13, and that's ball 4. So he doesn't offer and takes a walk. He's on at first, and there's some movement in the bullpen. Robinson's still early to go to the bullpen. I would hate to do that. Here's Brooks Robinson, the pitch, and a 99, and that's going to be a potential pass ball. 99 is a potential pass ball, and Gene Tennis has pass ball at 99. So he does have a pass ball. So ball gets by Tennis, PB, and that sends Powell to second base. Yeah, and Robinson's still up. And here's the pitch from Blue Moon. A 30. And a 30, an out. What kind of an out? 5. And the infield will be in on this. Hard hit ball at second base. Runner will hold. Next is Elrod Hendricks. The infield is still in with that runner at second base. So the runner moves to third. I'm sorry, it was not at third. So he moves to third. Now he's on at third with 1 out. Now the infield's in. Here's Elrod Hendricks, the pitch from Odom. And a 33. 33 is an out with a 2, and that's a slow tapper right back to the mound. Ooh, this is a tough one. Runner on third, a slow tapper may be able to score him. Ground out. Runner on third, slow tapper. Man on third. Always result in an advance. He's safe at the plate. So Blue Moon Odom is going to decide to go to first for that. I could have played that he tried to get him on a 1-2-3, but I didn't want to do that. So he lets him score. RBI for Odom. Nobody's on base now. And here's Davey Johnson. 2 out, nobody on. Score is 5-2. And the pitch to Johnson with a 38. That'll be an out. A 7 is a deep fly, left field, driving left fielder Tommy Davis back to the track, and he makes the catch. So 4 runs come in on 3 hits, including a 3-run homer. And the Orioles lead it 5-2. Tommy Davis leads off the top of the inning. Tommy Davis can hit. Batted .324 and 71, batting about .290 in our game, 12, and that's lined, base hit. So rips one to center. Davis is on. That's his 3rd hit allowed by Cuellar. Here's Sal Bando with good power, and 18 is going to be ball 4. So he does an offer and gets a free pass. First and second, here's Mike Epstein, left-handed hitter. Good power, playing first base today. Also known as the Super Jew. And Cuellar prepares to come home, focuses in on the target. Hendricks is ready, and Cuellar brings it. And that's a 20, and a 20 swings through the strike 3. And that is the second strikeout of the game for Cuellar. And Gene Tennis now, right-handed hitter with good power. Pitch from Cuellar. Runners take their lead, 72, and that is going to be an 8. That's a skyscraper to center. Under it is Rettenman, and Rettenman puts it away. Here's Dick Green now. Dick Green, a right-handed hitter, steps in the box. He tripled and drove in a run and scored a run in that 3rd inning. He's up again here against Mike Cuellar. Mike Cuellar gets the sign from Hendricks. And to the belt with runners on first and second. Davis takes his lead off second. Bando off first. The pitch to Green. And that's a 0-7. That's a line drive base hit. And Davis, we're going to try to score Davis. And he is safe. And both runners will move up. Second and third now. RBI single for Dick Green. And here's Blue Moon Odom. We're going to pinch hit. All right, so Fernandez is going to hit. Let's write him in for Odom. So Odom's day is over. And here's the pitch. And that's a 47, which will be an out. A 9 is a fly ball, let's just say to right field. I didn't write that part down. So 1 run comes in on 2 hits. And the score is 5-3 after 3.5. Go to the bottom of the fourth. It's going to be a new pitcher. Let's see what we got. New pitcher is going to be Bob Locker. So Bob Locker's coming in. Give us some innings, hopefully, here early. It's only the fourth inning, so I need at least 3 innings from Locker. And he may pitch fatigued if it comes to that. This is his batting card. I need Locker's pitching card. There it is. So Locker's in. Let's do it. Here's the pitch to Belanger, Cuellar, and the top of the order, Buford. And that's going to be a 10, and that is a ground ball and through the left side. So a single for Belanger. Cuellar bunts, and that's a 50, which is a deep drive result. And on a bunt, if the reading came from the batter card, now it comes from the pitcher card. Pitcher card, the fielder handles the bunt quickly. If any runners are forced, the lead forced runner is out. Otherwise, runners hold and batter is out. All right, if reading came off the batter card, score it as a pop out. If reading came off the pitcher card, the fielder handles the bunt quickly. If any runners are forced, the lead forced runner is out. Okay, so he's forced out. And that was to, we'll use the 4. The 4 is the first baseman. So it's going to be a 3-6 fielder's choice. And no speed on Cuellar, so he's on at first. Here's Don Buford, pitch from Bob Locker. Let's write him in. And that's a 51. That's a deep drive. We're going to look at Buford. That 9 gives us a park advantage, but that's about it. And that's going to be a 25. It's a deep drive. He's batting lefty. That's to right field, and that's way back. That's in the seats. Home run, 2-run shot for Don Buford. Buford hit 19 home runs, by the way. So home run, second big home run here by the Orioles, and the Orioles lead it 7-3 now. So Locker wishes he had that pitch back, and he's tired because that's well, he's not tired yet. A 72, and that'll be a defensive check. And a 65 will be a ground ball to second, handled by Green. Throws out Redmond. That's 2 outs. And here's Frank Robinson with a 33 and a 0, and that's ripped and caught by Campaneris. So 2 runs come in on the 2 hits, a 2-run homer by Don Buford, and we go to the top of the 5th inning. All right, Bert Campaneris leads us off against Mike Cuellar. And a 44, that'll be an out, a 0. That is line and caught. Pulls it down the line, and Robinson up in the air and brings it back down, lands on his tush. Here's George Hendrick, a right-handed hitter, 0 for 2 today. The pitch from Cuellar is a 98 and a 3. And that's a slow roller to third base. Charging hard is Robinson. Barehands it, fires to first, and oh, in the dirt and scooped out by Powell. What a play by Brooks Robinson. Coming 100 miles an hour down the line, barehanded. That was his only chance to get the speedy Hendrick, and fired to first. And what a scoop by Powell to get Hendrick. So that's definitely an all-star play for the third baseman, Brooks Robinson, who's known for those kind of plays. All right, Reggie Jackson, 4-3, and that'll be a fly ball, center field. And Redmond makes the catch. That retires his side, so Cuellar retires him in order. Go to the bottom of the 5th. Boog Powell, a 31 and a 4. It bounced to the short. And Campaneris scoops it and throws in one motion, one away. Brooks Robinson steps into the box. He's 0 for 2, 2 groundouts today with a 17. And this will be a defensive check. Another defensive check. We roll once, 98. And that's going to be a fielder error. No. Right fielder Jackson under it makes the catch. Elrod Hendricks now with 2 outs. Pitch from Locker. 38. Oh, Locker's tired, so we got to take that into consideration. 38's an out, and 88's an out. So it's a 2. Oh, and Jackson would have been, oh, and that's going to be off Jackson's glove because he's tired, and I forgot to calculate that in there. So it's going to be an E9 because the ball was hit so hard because the pitcher's tired, and Jackson wasn't able to corral it. So here is 38 off blah, blah, blah with a 2, and that's a bouncer to third. Bando looks Robinson. Back to second, and here's Davy Johnson. Bob Locker with the pitch. Remember, he's tired. And that's a 0-6, and that'll be a base hit. This will drive home Robinson. Score is 8-3. RBI single for Davy Johnson. Mark Belanger is next. Pitch from Locker, who's fatigued at this point. 36. And we can add 86. 86 is still an out. 36 is an out. It's an 8. It's a fly ball to right. Jackson towards the line, makes the catch, and retires aside. 1 run, unearned, on 1 hit and an error. And we move to the top of the 6th inning. Tommy Davis, Sal Bando, and Mike Epstein. Davis steps in the box. He's a right-handed hitter. Calls time. Steps back out. Takes a couple of swings. Looks down at the barrel of his bat. Now steps back in. Cuellar prepares to come home. Focuses in on the target. Hendricks is ready, and Cuellar brings it. And that's an 83. That'll be off the pitcher. A 3 is a slow grounder to third. Charging hard is Robinson. Throw to first, and in time. Another great play. This time he decided to glove it. And Sal Bando is up. Right-handed hitter. Cuellar. Foot on the slab. Shakes off the sign. He has one he likes. Sets his grip with the ball out of sight and deals. And a 42. And that's going to be an out of some kind. And that's popped up center field. Back goes second baseman Johnson. Shortstop Belanger. In comes Retman. Retman calls him off and makes the catch. And it's Epstein. Mike Epstein with 2 outs, top of the 6th. Scores 8-3 Orioles, the battle of the 2 first-place teams. In my 71 replay, this game was played, I believe, July 28th, 1971. Where were you? So Mike Epstein, here's the pitch from Cuellar. And that's going to be a 92, and that's an out. A line drive, caught, second base. No runs, no hits, 3 up, 3 down. Sets them down in order. Cuellar. 7 in a row retired so far in the bottom of the 6th. A tired Locker is going for his 3rd inning. Here's the pitcher, 0-9, and that's going to be a strikeout. It could be, oh, but wait, you add 50, makes it a 59, and that's a little ground ball, and that's through, base hit. A tired Locker, instead of getting a strikeout, gives up a single. Ouch. That hurts. Don Buford is up. Pitch from Locker, an 88. And that's going to be off Locker. We can subtract 50 to make it 88, 38, I believe, and that's still an out. And oh, that's the line drive. It could be a double play. Line drive to second base, and it is. Quickly throws to first, and they caught Mike Cuellar napping, so it's an L4-3 DP. Yikes. So quick thinking by the second baseman Green. And they caught Cuellar napping, which did not rush to get back to first on that line drive. Got too far away from first base. Don't know where he was going. And 2 outs now, nobody on. And here's Merv Ruttman. And Ruttman with a 56. He can go for the single, or he can go with the 06. They're both singles, and that's line, base hit to center. So Locker keeps on getting hurt because he is fatigued. He'll be his last batter, most likely. Frank Robinson with an 80. That 80 could become a 20, and he gets plunked. And that's going to be it for Bob Locker. All right, Jim Rowland against Boog Powell, lefty on lefty. Runners on first and second, 2 out. Robinson gets his lead off first, Retman off second. And Rowland prepares to come home, focuses in on the target. Tennis is ready, and Rowland brings it. And that's a 12, will be a base on balls, so he doesn't offer and gets a free pass. Bases are loaded now, and here comes Brooks Robinson. Robinson today reached on an error on the right fielder, and it's 0 for 3 today. So he can redeem himself with one swing of the bat here. Bases are loaded for the Orioles. The Orioles already lead it by a score of 8-3 with a couple of big home runs. 3-run shot by Frank Robinson, a 2-run shot by Don Buford. Brooks Robinson steps in the box. Jim Rowland, foot on the slab, shakes off the sign, sees one he likes, sets his grip, ball out of sight, and deals. And a 63, and that's going to be, oh, and Brooks Robinson gets plunked in. That's going to force in a run. So that's 2 hit batsmen here in this bottom of the 6th inning, and there's sure to be some kind of retaliation in the top of the 7th. We'll see what happens there. Elrod Hendricks. Elrod Hendricks is up now with the bases are loaded. And let's see if Jim Rowland can get somebody out. Here's a pitch. And that is an 11. That's not going to do it. That's ball 4, and that forces in another run. Going to third is Powell. Going to second is Robinson. And it's an RBI walk to Elrod Hendricks. Holy smokes. Holy Toledo. And Davey Johnson up now against the lefty Rowland. And Rowland gets the sign. He's ready to the belt and deals. And it's a 43, and this will do it. That's a fly ball right field. In comes Jackson, and Jackson under it makes the catch, and that retires the side. So 2 runs on 2 hits. And the score now is 9-3, I believe. Or is it 10-3? Let's see. Yeah, I believe it's 10-3. Yes, it is. It's 10-3. All right, let's go to the top of the 7th. Gene Tennis against Mike Cuellar. Cuellar's 13 points, so he can go deep, 21. And that's ball 4, so he walks the second time. Tennis walks. Dick Green now, who's 2 for 2. Pitch from Cuellar in a 20, and that's going to be a swing and a miss, and he strikes out. We needed a double switch there, so we had that double switch. Pitcher went into the Epstein spot, and new first baseman was Bleffery. All right, and he's up, and here's the pitch. Cuellar. Oh, he's gonna be at a disadvantage. That's a 19. So it goes from a 19. That's a defensive result. We can make it a 69, and a 69 will be a defensive result as well. So it's a defensive result either way. But it's a -1 on Oakland. No, it's a +1 for Baltimore. It's a +1 for Baltimore's defense. So that's a 57, and a 57 will make the catcher, who's a 3, a 4, but that's going to be a 60. What is it? A 60? No, it's a 57. 57 will make the catcher a 4, but that's still a little nubber in front of the plate. And Hendricks, who is a 3, becomes a 4, but that's still going to bobble it, and everybody's safe. So it's an E2. An E2 there. Let's do this. Hold on a second. I have a special way of denoting the double switches. All right, so he comes in here and he does that. So Bleffery is on base first and second, or Bleffery. I have trouble with that name. All right, so Campaneris. And Campaneris with a 15. That's a strikeout. And he swings and misses at a high fastball. No reason for being aggressive here, down by 7 runs. George Hendrick next. Pitch from Cuellar with a 69. And that's a defensive check with a 0-0-0-0. And that defensive check 0-0. And that's going to be a bouncer right back to Cuellar. fields it cleanly and throws out Hendrick to retire the side. So no runs, a walk, and an error. They leave a couple, and we move to the bottom of the seventh. Seventh inning stretch. Take me out to the ballpark. Davey Johnson. No. Mark Belanger against Jim Rowland. Here's a pitch, and it's a 12. It's a base on balls. Jesus, wow, I've rolled so many 11s and 12s. Let me make sure these are 10-sided dice. Yeah, they are. I'm going to try a different white die. I don't know. All right. Do I have another red die out here? No. Okay, here goes. Runner on first, Mike Cuellar. Going to just swing away. 75, and that'll be a defensive check. Oh, mamma mia. With a 12, and that's going to be a ball that's hit to third. And Bando goes to second for the force. Throw to first, not in time. Cuellar hustling down the line. Beats the throw. It looked like the second baseman had a little trouble getting the ball out of his glove in the exchange. Here's Don Buford. Roland gets the sign from tennis. He's ready. To the belt and deals to Buford. Buford today is 2 for 3 with a 2-run homer. That's a 50. That's a deep drive chart. That's a deep drive chart with a 7. Buford is batting from the right side, and ballpark card will go in favor of the A's in this case. But Buford has 11 to 40. That's his second home run of the day. It's a 33. That's a deep drive to left field. That's way back, and it's Davis to the track. Looks up and gone. 2-run homer, the second one of the day for Don Buford. And where do I put in? Oh, there. Hold on a second. There we go. Holy smokes. So what a day Buford's having. 2-run homer, couple of runs score. Score is 12 to 3, bottom of the 7th. Rowland is now fatigued against Rettman with a that looks like a 96. 96 will be an out, but we can make that a 56, and that's a base hit. The third hit of the game for Redmond. Next is Frank Robinson, and a 53. That's going to be a base hit single, sending Redmond to third, and I think that's probably going to be all for Jim Rowland here. Can't keep this up. Okay, so it's Raleigh Fingers against Boog Powell. 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 7th. It's 12 to 3. And the pitch to Powell. It's a 41, and that should be an out of 3. It's a slow grounder to third. Infield was back, so scoring will be Rettman going to second. And that's a second out, RBI, ground out. And it's 13 to 3 now. Holy smokes. And it's Brooks Robinson, who's 0 for 3 today and hit by pitch. And it's an 88, which will be a fly ball center. Actually, it's a fly ball left to end the inning. But 3 more runs come in on 1, 2, 3, 3 hits. And we move to the top of the 8th inning. Blowout. This is where you talk about anything else other than the baseball game. Here, let me talk about some games that I played with a new game called Season Ticket. I had a lot of fun. It was fairly easy to play. There was a couple of sharp turns, but I think I was able to kind of navigate those okay. And I'm looking forward to playing some other seasons and some other games with that set. So that's a little side note here in that blowout game, 13 to 3. Reggie Jackson's up. Reggie Jackson's 0 for 3 with a couple of flyouts, and it's all about your stats now. Cuellar has only allowed 4 hits. Again, the Oakland offense continues to struggle. A 48 and an 8, and that's a fly to left. Right to Buford, who's under it and squeezes it. Here's Tommy Davis, 1 for 3, and Davis with a 45 and a 6, and that'll be an out. That 6 is a hard grounder up the middle, and Belanger gets to it, throws a first, and just gets Davis. Nice play by Mark Belanger. Flashing the leather. He can pick it. Sal Bando. And a 13. Ball 4. Doesn't offer and takes the free pass. Oakland needs base runners. The pitcher's up, and Fingers is going to bat for himself. We've given up on this game. It's a C. And let's see what happens. Let's see if it's off the pitcher card. A 63. That's ball 4. So Fingers walks. That's funny. 2 out. back-to-back walks. And here's Gene Tennis. Tennis, a power hitter, bats from the right side. Cuellar gets the sign to the belt. Bando gets his lead, as does Fingers, and the pitch, and that's a 40. That'll be an out. That'll be an 8. Fly ball left field, right center field, and both Rettenman and Robinson come together, and it's Rettenman makes the catch, retires the side. No runs, no hits, a couple left with 2 walks, and we move to the bottom of the 8th. This game has been tiring. Wow, just look at this scorecard, especially on the bottom part. Yikes. Riley Fingers against Elrod Hendricks, and that's a 0-4. That's lined for a hit. Runner on. Davey Johnson, 33, looking for a double play, and this won't do it. It's going to be a grounder to first, and that's Bleffery goes to second for 1. No throw back as Hendricks goes in hard and breaks it up. Here's Belanger. 1 out, 1 on. 0-6. That is ground ball, and that's through. Base hit. Runner stops at second. Now it's just like speed through the game point because the game is over. And it's the pitcher batting, Cuellar. And the pitch from Fingers is 67. Struck him out. Second out of the inning. 2 down, 2 on. Don Buford, a couple of home runs. Could he hit another one at 57? That's going to be a ground ball, base hit. Will the runs score? They're going to hold him up at third. Bases are loaded. Rettenman. And an 88, and that will do it. 88 is going to be a 2, and that's hard hit ball right back to Fingers. Feels his position, throws over to first, and that retires the side. So no runs, 3 hits, 3 left. Last licks for the A's. Dick Green leads off. Green 2 for 3. He will bat again, and that's going to be a 0-9, and that's a bouncer and through for a base hit. A seeing eye single. That ball had eyes. Next is Bleffery against Mike Cuellar, and Bleffery's at a disadvantage, and we'll let him bat anyway. 12. That's a base on balls, but it becomes a 62. It's still a base on balls, and that's ball 4. First and second. So Cuellar, let's check out Cuellar. He's been through the lineup 1, 2, 3, 4, and 9, 13. He's done, plus a run. So he's fatigued, and we're going to let him try to finish fatigued. 13-3, I believe the score is. Well, 12-3 or 13-3. No, I think it's 12-3, I believe. And it's a 0-9, and that's going to be line base hit for Campaneris, and everybody will hold. Bases are loaded. There's some movement in the Oriole bullpen here in the top of the 9th and a blowout. So it's Hendrick. Pitch from Cuellar, and that's a 0-2. That's a deep drive. Oh, no, not a deep drive. It's a single base hit. 1 run will come in. We're going to play it safe. Actually, we can score 2 here. Let's see what Blefari is. He is a blank, so he can score. So we'll just score him. Make it 5. So a 2-run single for George Hendrick. That puts runners on first and third. We're trying to not bring in one more batter. Jackson, 0-6, and that's a deep drive. And that ball is way back, and Jackson parks it in the seats. Holy smokes, 3 more runs. That is a 3-run home run for Reggie Jackson. 1, 2, 3, and that's going to be 5 runs. So it makes it a 12-8 game, and that's going to be it. And I think it's going to be Pete Rickert. All right, it's put up your Dukes. Tom Dukes. Tommy Davis is up. And let's check our pinch hitters. We got a couple of lefties. We're going to bring in Mike Hegan, the left-hander, to face the righty Dukes, although it doesn't really make a difference. If Dukes was a circle, then Hegan would get an advantage. But we're going to bring in Hegan to pinch hit. Just what the hell. There's actually nobody out. We're down by 4 runs. Here's the pitch, and that's a 58. That's going to be line base hit. So the hits keep on coming for the A's. Hegan is on at first. Bando now. Duke gets the sign from Hendricks. And to the belt and deals. And that is a 39. And that's a hard hit ball right at the second base. That's a tailor-made double play. Second baseman Johnson feeds Belanger. Relay to Powell. And it's a 4-6-3 double play. 2 big outs here. and that 36, and that 5. Hard hit ball. So now it's pitcher spot. We're going to have another pinch hitter. And who's it going to be? It's going to be Rick Monday. Monday. Rick Monday acquired from the Cubs, I believe, off the top of my head. Oh no, actually no. He goes to the Cubs. He actually came up with the Athletics. Excuse me for that. Monday doesn't last with the Athletics, unfortunately, because he would have had a good time going to 3 World Series. I don't know that I think at the end of the season he takes off to Oakland, to Chicago, I believe. At the end of the season, I believe. So Rick Monday will bat. Pinch hitter 9. And here is the pitch from Tom Dukes. Put up your Dukes, 18. And struck him out. Ball game over. 5. The A's, don't give up, come up with 5 runs in the last inning on 4 or 5 hits. And the final score is going to be 13-8. 13-8, yes sirree. 13. I knew it was 13, but I wasn't totally sure. 13-8, final score. So let's put in the data here quickly. All right, so we're going to finish this up and put in the data. What did Hegan do? Hegan singled, I believe, right? Pinch hit single for Hegan in that last inning. And then that killer double play, the 4-6-3 double play, Taylor made, hit hard. At Bando hit it hard, but right at the second baseman. And then, of course, it was a pinch hitter for Fingers, Monday. And Monday struck out. And before we close out on this game, let's double check that we did everything we had to do. Yeah, we had a bunch of pitchers on the Oakland side who really struggled. Everybody's just terrible. They gave up a bunch of runs, 13 runs, 11 earned. And Cuellar did not have a good day. Gave up 8 runs in 8 innings. That's hard to believe. Holy smokes. What the heck? All right, so let's finish it out with a strikeout. And there it is. And Mike Cuellar, 16-5. Blue Moon Odom, 2-9. Blue Moon Odom, man, he gets hammered. Tom Dukes with his first save of the season. Don Buford, the MVP, with 2 home runs, 2 two-run homers. And Jackson, 14th, hit his 14th in the 9th inning off Cuellar, and a home run for Robinson, 21st. Buford, 2-17. And that's about it. That's about it. So Odom's ERA balloons to 6.05. And that's the game, my friends. This game was played when? It was played the 28th of July, 1971. The A's are 59-42. The O's are 79-22. They just can't lose. What a team the 71 Orioles team is. Thanks for watching. This is Tony Porter. Cards and Dice TV. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel. Click on that little bell so you get alerted as to any of my videos. Also join Universal Baseball Association Facebook group. It's a Facebook group you will enjoy. It's a blast, and we got some great stuff going on there. RJL and Kurt Berglund, they're on there doing lots of stuff, and a lot of other guys. So I'll see you guys soon. Take care.